I'm Jacob Dean, and for Thom Hartmann on the news you need to know this. The new American job killer is Bank of America. Less than 3 years removed from accepting a $45 billion bailout, courtesy of the American taxpayers, Bank of America announced plans to lay off 30,000 American workers and relocate its business support operations and call centers to the Philippines. Bank of America joins other big American banks that have turned their back on American workers and set up shop in the low-wage paradise of the Philippines, where the average family makes just under $5,000 a year. In the last 4 years, 500,000 jobs have been shred from the U.S. call center industry thanks to this same sort of outsourcing. Democratic Representative from New York Tim Bishop has introduced legislation titled the U.S. Call Center and Consumer Protection Act to stop the flow of American call center jobs out of the country. The bill will make any company like Bank of America that ships American job call center jobs to places like the Philippines unable to receive future federal loans and grants. Call your member of Congress and tell them to support this critical piece of legislation. In Screwed news, anyone who doubts the United States has been in an economic freefall for the last 3 decades should check out the new United Nations Children's Fund report on child poverty. Of the 34 wealthiest nations looked at by the UNICEF, the United States has the second highest child poverty rate of all of them, with a staggering 23% of all American children living in poverty. Only 2 nations, the United States and Romania, have child poverty rates above 20%. In the best of the rest of the news, homeowners are fighting back in Arizona. Thanks to the mortgage fraud settlement, Arizona homeowners are entitled to a $97 million to help them stay in their homes. Unfortunately, like several other states around the nation, Arizona is skimming $50 million off the settlement to plug budget holes rather than give relief to homeowners. But as Fire Dog Lake is reporting, homeowners in the state are now filing a lawsuit against the Arizona's Attorney General and State Treasurer, arguing the state's misuse of the money violates the settlement agreement. Nearly $1 billion of the mortgage settlement nationwide has been diverted away from homeowners and towards state budgets, leaving millions of Americans who are on the verge of foreclosure with no help. 10,000. That's the number of wealthy households who paid 0 taxes in 2009, according to a new report by the IRS. Looking at the 3.9 million households who reported incomes over $200,000, or the top 2% of Americans who benefit from the Bush tax cuts for the rich, 10,000 of those households paid nothing, zilch, zip, nada in taxes. By taking advantage of special tax exemptions and loopholes, these super wealthy Americans often manage to pay a far lower rate than working-class Americans, if they pay anything at all. President Obama has proposed the budget rule to make the Romney super-rich in America pay at least the same tax rate as working Americans. Unfortunately, efforts to pass the Buffett rule have been unanimously blocked by Republicans in Congress. It's official, Fox News is now actively campaigning against President Obama. The network's morning show, Fox and Friends, aired a nearly 4-minute-long anti-Obama campaign ad this morning, written, edited, and produced by the Fox and Friends staff. The ad highlights debt, unemployment, rising gas prices, while never mentioning or giving any attention to Congress and the role of the Republican filibuster that blocked numerous programs that could have created jobs. And as Mediaite is reporting, the ad bears a striking resemblance to political ads run by Republican National Committee and the Republican Governors Association. So here we have a network operating as the mouthpiece of the Republican Party, and yet it's still calling itself news. Something's not right here. Mitt Romney partied with the new king of the birthers last night in Las Vegas. Reality TV star Donald Trump hosted a fundraiser for Romney Tuesday night, just as Romney officially clinched enough delegates to be the Republican nominee. Just hours before the fundraiser, Trump went on CNN and sparred with Rolf Blitzer, doubling down on his claims that President Obama was not born in the United States. Well, rather than taking the high road and condemn Trump's embrace of birtherism, Romney got right down in the mud too, appearing with Trump in Las Vegas and thanking him for all of his support. But just to be prepared to meet the reality star, Romney did release his birth certificate Tuesday night. However, it was the short form birth certificate. And that's the way it is today, Wednesday, May 30th, 2012. I'm Jacob Dean, and for Thom Hartmann on the news.